So I wanted to talk about the Steam machine and the Steam frame and all that, mostly the Steam machine. I really like the Steam frame. I'm very interested in that whole thing. I might end up getting one if it's inside my price range, but I'm thinking it's going to be outside of it. But that Steam machine, were we excited too quickly? Is it going to be a lot more pricey than what we thought? Is it not going to be the console killer like people were wanting it to be? I don't know. I've got a few thoughts and ideas on it, though.
Valve dropped 3 absolute bombs today. The Steam Frame standalone VR headset, that's going to have to be a separate video. This one focusing on the new Steam machine, and yes, the wait is finally over, the 2026 edition Steam controller.
Oh,
Let's start with a little history. Over 10 years ago, Valve...
I almost bought one for like $30. I think I probably should have got it, just to have it. I've got 2 PlayStation 4s that don't work. So, I mean, like, what was I missing by getting this? I could have turned it into a PC and been like, hey, this used to be a Steam machine.
Announced their first version of SteamOS, a Linux-based operating system that would free gamers from the shackles of Microsoft Windows. No, it was a total commercial flop.
Well, it wasn't ready yet.
Instead of...
Yeah, it wasn't good enough, and Steam wasn't big enough. So 2013, I showed this before, but like you've got to remember that like their total like activatable market, like if you look at how many people are using Steam, for example, concurrent Steam users, 2013, there were, like this is December, right? So it went up, there were 7 million users. Now there are 41 million users.
And rising, I think, is only going to be more and more.
So it's gone up, like what is that? Fucking 6 times. It is multiplied by 6.
This is going to do wonders for the Linux market.
Times the direct activatable market that they have. That's nuts.
Giving up.
I'm actually excited for what it's going to do to Linux, man.
On Steam machines, Valve doubled down, working with game developers on Linux native ports of their games and with open source developers on the Proton compatibility layer that makes their Steam Deck handheld out of the box compatible with thousands of...
Proton DB is where you go to make sure that games run whenever you're using a Linux machine.
Steam games, even ones that only ever shipped on Windows. The Steam Deck is believed to have sold millions of units at this point, and no wonder, given its great balance of solid gaming and
I think the Steam Deck 2 is probably going to sell even more.
Outstanding affordability. But its mobile form factor has given it certain limitations and left gamers hungry for something more substantial. And well, here it is. I'm calling it the Lunchbox. One, because it's substantial, like lunch.
Yeah, didn't they call the GameCube Lunchbox also? Wasn't that like the Lunchbox shape is what they were referring to it as? Because it had that handle on the back?
2, because it's cube-shaped, like a box.
It's a GameCube. It's not a Lunchbox, it's a GameCube. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think he's making reference to it.
And 3, because I think this thing is going to eat Xbox's lunch. Okay, that last one was a bit of...
Okay, all right, so now I see why he called it that. Is it going to... I think that Xbox doesn't have a lunch anymore. I think that Xbox would rather be the cafeteria. That's why they've decided to be a publisher. They're no longer, like, focusing on hardware, probably only to the extent that it will be a streaming device.
Yeah, and they'll go third party. Have other companies be releasing hardware just with their operating systems on it.
That's what they've decided to do.
Didn't they announce that the next console, or maybe it was just a leak, that the next console was just going to be a Windows PC with like an Xbox game overlay? Or an Xbox game with the capability? It basically like the Steam Deck runs Linux, you know? Because it runs Steam, but you can exit Steam and go to the desktop.
Reach. But not as far as I'm reaching for this segue to our sponsor.
Hold up, Rogue Lab is having a sale.
Rogue Lab. I don't even know what that is.
That looks comfortable.
Oh. I have one of those. I got off the side of the road.
Hear that? That's the sound of the
It's not
holidays
Christmas yet.
coming.
Christmas?
Because if you spend over $100 at lttstore.com, you'll get a 1 in 10 chance of winning something big. You can win a
my
pair of
God.
Sennheiser HD 550 headphones.
I actually need to get one of those.
Or if you're really lucky, you may be selected to win a brand new ROG Xbox Ally X. This is fun. But hurry, you only have until November 26th. Shop now
Okay.
at lttstore.com.
Great. Good one. Oh shit. Turn it down. That's
In what
pretty
has
cool.
become typical Valve fashion, they've been atypically open about the new Steam machine, giving us direct access to the engineering folks who worked on these
Damn.
devices. The only thing I didn't have today was time, so we're going to get through this as fast as we can. At the heart of the Steam machine is a 6-core AMD Zen 4-based CPU that turbos up to 4.8 gigahertz with 16 gig
I'm gonna take a guess. I'm gonna say $700. I think that's what we're getting. $700.
of RAM and an 8
If it's any more than that, I think that it's gonna be dead in the water.
gig GPU that they compared to a 7600 XT-ish. But they were also quick to point out that it might not be apples to apples thanks to their custom software stack and power tuning. Basically, the goal was that pretty much anything on Steam should run at 4K 60 FPS if
I see.
I don't believe it. 4K 60 FPS.
Maybe if it's optimized well. Maybe if the game is optimized well. Borderlands 4, not happening.
you're willing to turn down the details and use a little bit of FSR upscaling.
Okay. Okay, so 4K
Right. Yeah. Yeah, with FSR.
6 FPS.
And we saw that
Right.
on display with Cyberpunk running in the demo room at these settings.
Okay.
Valve says to expect about 6 times the performance of the Steam Deck. Now, I was a little surprised to not see an SoC
remember-
with
yeah,
shared
that's-
memory.
I think it's probably up to 6 times. I think that's like the absolute best testing.
But apparently the decision to go for discrete CPU and GPU came down to balancing cost, power, size, and performance. And also they
Right.
just didn't feel like they needed to. And I guess Valve was right because they nailed this thing. Compared to a more traditional ITX
And I think it's going to give developers something to optimize for PCs. I think this is a good thing if we get more boxes like this.
small form factor machine like the OG Steam machine reference
Wow, this is way smaller. Holy shit, you'd be able to take this with you.
design, you can see that it's a lot smaller.
Honestly, I think maybe they might not be able to do this for like
I like framework.
ventilation reasons or like like airflow reasons. But if you could make one that's like a thinner version of this that somebody could use kind of as like a small laptop, remember like those thin PS2s? I think that you could sell another version of that for people that would want to have it as like a to-go machine. Yeah, take it with you. Yeah, exactly, right? You have a Steam Deck for that? Well, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people probably aren't going to have both. They probably have one or the other. Spy laptop.
More on par with
I think you should get both. If you got one, I think you should get the other.
a
just
highly
my
integrated design like something like the Framework desktop investment.
Like, get the whole ecosystem. Just buy in. Just like if you were an Apple user. I think this is a million times better than Apple products.
Disclosure. Like the Framework desktop, Valve allows customization of the front panel using these magnetic
I like
plates,
that.
and they're going to provide the
Yeah, I want a screen.
CAD files so you can put whatever your heart desires on here. They even had a machine in the
Wow.
demo room with an e-ink display that was showing system vitals. Pretty darn cool. But
That's
unlike
pretty
the
cool.
That is really cool. I like
Yeah.
that.
Framework, it has a programmable RGB strip in the front that could be used to personalize your style, or
You can
maybe
make
show
it
a
red.
progress bar while you switch your TV input and wait for your game to be downloaded. The sky's kind of
Oh, that's actually really clever. I like that.
Yeah, I'll probably make the light purple.
the front of the device has a power button, micro SD slot,
I'm going to have to get some micro SDs.
2 USB 3 5 gigabit per second port,
I like that we're getting back to using micro SDs as storage. Maybe we can get the micro SDs back in phones.
Then the rest of the I/O is in the back, where you'll find 2 USB 2 Type A ports, a USB-C 10 gigabit per second port, no display port on there, that is worth noting.
What?
You don't know nothing about DisplayPort? I use DisplayPort.
Okay.
Gigabit Ethernet, power in for the integrated power supply. Good gravy, this thing is compact, as well as an HDMI 2.0 and DisplayPort 1.4 port. It is worth noting that HDMI 2.0 port, they have tested it at HDMI 2.1 speeds, but there are a couple of features that are not implemented, so they can't call it HDMI 2.1. Also at the back, we have a large 120mm cooling fan that draws air from both the intake on the bottom that comes up through the power supply, as well as the large heatsink on the front.
Holy shit.
I like it.
Yeah, this looks expertly engineered. Oh my god. And all this is a fucking computer? Jeez,
We're gonna crack
look
this
at
thing
this.
fully open in a sec, but first, I want to talk about the Steam controller.
Okay.
No, not that Steam controller.
I want a big one. I want a big Steam machine and use it as a server.
The new one, with the exact
As I said, this looks like a fat Xbox controller.
same name. Before you ask, yes, I made my case to Valve that this is unnecessarily confusing. No, they're not going to change it.
Oh, okay.
The good news is Valve learned a lot from the first Steam controller, and this appears to be their most complete offering ever.
I think that the best controller is the PlayStation 5 controller. That's my opinion personally.
Hard disagree. Xbox 360, hands down, best controller ever. And I just held one again the other day, and dude, it brought back so many memories. It feels so nice.
My second best would be the GameCube, but
Really?
that's really just because I like Smash Brothers.
Yeah, the GameCube controller, that's just garbage. What are you talking about? Get out of here with that.
I really think PlayStation 5, like, I think that they've basically, like, they've locked it in.
I do like the PS4 controller. I don't think I've used a PS5 controller, actually. No, I definitely have.
Xbox controller is the best. I've got both, right? I mean, I've got an Xbox controller right here, and I've got a, oh, it's over there. But yeah, I've got, I've got it right here. Yeah, I've got this one here. Like, I like PlayStation better, but I like, the Xbox One is good too. But in my opinion, PlayStation is superior.
To be fair, the original was really cool. I mean, it made non-controller games finally playable from the couch, thanks to their innovative haptic touchpad. They also unlocked novel input schemes with gesture control or like swiping with momentum. But they
That's
also
cool.
turned off a lot of folks due to their deficiency of traditional joysticks. Well, that's solved now. The
Okay.
Steam controller is everything that is great about the controller on the Steam Deck, but
Yeah, I don't see myself using the pads for very many games, except for games maybe like Civilization. I don't know what they'd be used for. Mouse control?
usable when your Steam Deck is in
Controller,
docked mode, or with your Steam machine, or with any other PC investment disclosure. On the surface, it offers up a conventional ABXY button layout with a PlayStation-style symmetric joystick design that will work seamlessly out of the box with basically any game. The trackpads have been repositioned to better accommodate the arm's natural position while holding a smaller device.
Yeah, it's like basically you're either using the pad or the thumbstick, so I think that's pretty good. Can you use a non-Steam controller? That's a great
I like how they're innovating, at least, even if it's not that great. If you don't got to use them and they're not that great, that's fine with me.
question. I actually don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, they're kind of out of the way.
To the wider Steam Deck, and all of the usual Valve buttons are included. A Steam button for opening the menu, their quick access button for bringing up the
Yes, you can,
SteamOS
okay.
overlay, 4 rear programmable buttons.
Okay.
The face buttons are satisfying with a nice amount of resistance, and the D-pad has been tuned from the Steam Deck for better feel. It feels okay to me, but
Yeah.
I only got a couple minutes with it before Valve blew my mind. The
What do you do?
joysticks are next generation TMR or tunneling magneto-resistant joysticks,
What?
boasting superior accuracy and durability even compared to Hall effect joysticks. And the controller has been designed from the ground
There's some good-ass joysticks is what he's talking about.
As a PC Andy, like I see people pogging in chat. They're like, "What? What? That's crazy." I'm like, "Wow, guys. Oh man, that's super cool." I don't know what the fuck any of that means.
up for a superior gyroscopic aiming or mousing
No stick
experience
drift?
with
That's what I saw somebody say.
capacitive thumbsticks and even capacitive grips, so you can configure your gyro to enable or disable depending on whether you put your thumb on the stick or even by simply loosening your grip, say to recenter and then reactivate gyroscopic aiming. They had a great demo with Balatro showing how
that's how, bro, like if you're looking for a game that's gonna show how good a controller is, Balatro, that's what you need to use, man. Like, you gotta let them know, like, can you move those cards around or not? All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, you better be right back.
You got Balatro on there. I've played Balatro. I tried it out.
I haven't.
I enjoy watching people play Balatro more than I enjoy playing it. That's the way I feel about it.
you can use the game's built-in controller compatibility, like a pleb, or hear me out. Trackpads with the right for movement and the left one split down the middle for left and right click. Or, hear me out again, gyro mouse using the face buttons for clicks.
That's really cool. I like that a lot.
And if you don't care about gyro aiming, these capacitive inputs are all remappable as well, opening up a whole world of possibilities.
I want this controller.
Let's go.
I want this whole ecosystem. I'm in.
Even deeper. In addition,
as long as this shit's not going to be like $150, $200.
Haptic, texture-like feedback that you know and love from Valve's previous touchpads, the Steam controller has been upgraded with large rumble motors for better immersion.
Yeah, really what's going to cap me out of this is the price.
And a large battery that they claim should be good for 35 hours in the most demanding applications, and even better if you don't need quite as much rumble. But I haven't even talked about the best part.
What is it?
If you've ever gamed over Bluetooth, you know that it can be inconsistent at best. Valve's solution? The puck.
I like the puck.
Every Steam controller comes with a wireless dongle that clips magnetically to...
Yeah, I'm glad we're back to the pucks. I had PS2 pucks, and they didn't work the best back in the day. They were kind of just like third party and cheap most of the time, even the expensive ones. And they barely worked. But the ones that did, hey man, they worked good enough. They took batteries usually, though, instead of being rechargeable. Because nothing was actually rechargeable back in the day. We had a bunch of the wireless technology. It required batteries, and lots of them.
The Steam controller using a couple of nice, strong alignment magnets, and it uses a proprietary 2.4 gigahertz wireless interface that Valve claims is good for about 8 milliseconds end-to-end latency, and offers up superior resiliency when you're using multiple controllers. It allows 4 controllers per puck, so that's not as good as the Xbox dongle, which can do 8. But Valve has tested up to 4 pucks on a single system for a maximum of 16 players, meaning that you're probably going to run out of seats on your couch before you run out of controller compatibility.
Holy shit.
That's pretty good.
Last, chef kiss on top
4 is
an
enough,
IR emitter that's cozied up beside the power LED.
I think 1's enough. I don't care.
To help you find your
I do like to play games with some people.
Controller when you're in VR. I love it. Now let's get back to the Steam machine
Yeah.
who got naked while we were busy.
Oh shit.
While Valve's goal was to build something that is zero hassle.
It's basically just all of the stuff with a really big fan next to it.
I wonder how upgradable it is. Like, can I put bigger storage in it?
Yeah.
Bigger RAM?
There you go.
Grabbing game for the non-tinkerers.
I mean, I know that I would technically be able to, like they would allow me to. They're not going to lock me out of it. But am I capable of doing it because they're not using proprietary stuff? I don't know.
They really are laser focused on a console-like experience with quick suspend and resume and modern standby so that your games are already updated when you sit down to play. They also fully acknowledge that there are folks out there, guilty, who are tinkerers, and they've come up with an ingenious design for this thing that allows it to cater to both audiences.
Wait, you can change? No way.
Advance? No. You're not going to be swapping out the BGA
I was about to say
soldered processors.
Okay.
But
I didn't figure.
Is upgrade the storage with next to no hassle to a 2230 or larger 2280 sized M.2 drive.
Okay.
And
Isn't it crazy how Steam can just achieve...
Like, bro, I can just turn one into a server. That'd be so cool to have a Steam Machine server and Steam Machine computer. I might get 2.
a monopoly by just simply making good products.
Right? I want the shit out of this. It needs to be a good price.
It's be like illegal or something, right? I mean, like, so you're telling me that you could just make products that the customer wants and then everybody
That's
just buys
crazy.
them.
Yeah, right.
Well, like, you can't just do that. There's no
Super
way.
GameCube.
Crazy idea, right? What's the MSRP? I think it's going to be 1,100. That's my
Really?
benchmark.
Really?
And I'm betting five of these on it. And if I'm wrong, I will be giving out 5 to my community.
Oh, I want one.
While we couldn't go that deep today, Valve also confirmed that the memory
I don't think that I'm actually part of his community, though.
uses standard SODIMM slots.
Oh?
Oh, wow. I did not expect that.
Finally, while Valve hasn't actually told
didn't either.
iFixit that this product is coming yet, they did say that they're hoping to continue
So all the things that I want to do with it's basically like a really, really, really beefy mini PC.
their partnership that they've had on the Steam
Jesus.
Deck,
Meanie.
making replacement parts available for
It's the
NG.
mini
I hate to say
PC.
this, but like with the amount of things that are upgradable on this, it does make me worried that it's going to be cheaper than what my guess was. I might have to buy 5 of these. But hey, if I'm wrong, that means they're going to be cheaper, right? And so yeah, and
Awesome. Since we're in here, by the way, there are some really
Uh-oh.
cool details that I'd love to
I
highlight.
think 600.
The
I
power
don't-
supply, for one thing, is
No, it's going to be 700, maybe 800. 800's pushing it.
fully integrated to
800
the point
is
where
the
it's
minimum.
actually part of the chassis.
No way.
And the
No way
cooling
it goes lower than
solution
that.
pulls air directly through it, which avoids any need for it to have its own fan.
Oh,
The
wait,
form
wait. Let me listen to that again.
is fully integrated to the point where it's actually part of the chassis, and the cooling solution pulls air directly through it, which avoids any need for it to have its own fan. The
Jesus.
aforementioned Delta cooling fan is actually slightly
Like
thicker.
that's to me, that's the most impressive thing about this, is the fact that it's so compact, and the fact that it can cool itself is like this is coming from somebody who's like I used to have a box fan duct taped to the side of my computer. Okay, like that to me is the most incredible thing about it. It's insanely compact. Yeah, bro, this is nuts.
than the standard 25mm for extra static pressure,
what it
and
is.
it includes antenna mounts that are integrated into it, along with I/O mounts. Cool, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is actually a great look at the 4 antennas. So this is the back of the device where you have your 2 antennas for Wi-Fi 6E. Then if
Okay.
we flip it around to the front, we've got 1 antenna for Bluetooth peripherals and another one that is dedicated to your Steam controller or controllers. So that puck that's included with your controller is actually extra, and you could chuck it on another PC or next to your couch for charging. A major question mark,
Jesus.
though, is of course price. Valve
That's
That-
where
yep,
we gotta
uh-huh.
talk.
Yep.
That is the important thing. Price is that
Yeah,
is
this is what I'm here for.
the big question everybody has about this. How much is it going to be? I think that it's going to be $1,100. $1,100 plus to minus 100 on release. If delusional, I give out 5 Steam cubes or Gabe cubes. That's how certain I am. I think that's what the price is going to be.
wasn't able to give any specific numbers due to
$999, that
rapidly evolving market conditions. But they will
course.
obviously have it nailed down when the Steam Machine launches in Q1
Yes.
2026 alongside the new Steam controller. They did give me one hint, though. They said that while they expect it to be very competitively priced with a PC, that it will be priced like a PC,
Ooh, $900.
rather than like
Yeah, but like a PC can mean a lot of things. So, and hey, I said,
I don't think they're going over 1,000 with this.
didn't I say? I do not think this machine is clearly above the capacity and the quality of a PlayStation or an Xbox. It is.
Yeah.
It's above that.
Yep.
a console with games
Yeah.
subsidizing the upfront hardware.
I still don't think it's going to go over 1,000. I really hope that it doesn't. Man, I really want one of these. I want 2. I want 2 of them. If it's going to be something crazy like $600, I might get 2 of them. I'll spend it if it's 900. 1,000, that's pushing it too hard.
Purchase.
Exactly.
They wouldn't say
Well, that's another good point too. Is that that these developers, the consoles are loss leaders for the games. It's a good point.
why, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's
And they also probably don't know the price yet. They're trying to, see what the market's doing, see what people are saying, what they're talking about. And if people have bad thoughts about this being expensive, I think they're going to undercut what everybody's thinking. Hopefully that's what they do.
partially to avoid stepping on the margin opportunities of their potential partners for Steam games and Steam software, but also because they recognize that the Steam machine is
It's
a
so
full-fledged
small.
PC, capable of being used as a full-fledged PC.
I feel like it's more, it's like directly competing with Xbox and Apple.
There's no guarantee then that, say, a corporate purchase of 10,000 of these things would result in a...
It's better to probably anchor at a higher baseline price, and then that way you future-proof longer for, like, inflation. Like, I think that maybe that's a better idea. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure, like, they had, like, a million people that know a lot more about it than I do make this decision. But, like, I wouldn't be surprised it was priced more because, like...
People are saying 2,000, no way.
Really, I don't think that people will buy this instead of buying a console. I think that people that buy this will buy this instead of buying a PC.
True. Yeah.
That's what
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I'm assuming. It'll be like 2,000. You think it'll be 2,000? I don't think
No.
it's going to be 2,000.
No.
Like this, so this is not competitive with like a gaming PC. Like if you are an enthusiast where it's a gaming PC, bro, what? Or for second room? $800 a month about? Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, this is just a Steam machine. This isn't the enthusiast machine. It's just to play all the Steam games.
I think so. And no. What I'm saying is that people will get it for like maybe something else separate, but I don't think that it's going to necessarily replace a computer entirely. But I could see if something like this is very successful, I could see more people transitioning to something like this. And this is
I think it's going to bring a lot of people into the Linux ecosystem.
especially true in other countries too. Like, I think so. I'm hoping this is going to be a base standard for game development. Yeah, I mean, me too, right? Especially...
Yeah, and PC development, because I'd like to see a lot more apps for Linux.
Like, I mean, yeah, I think so too. It's a nutbox. The performance is around mid-grade laptop. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not expecting this to be like something crazy where it's like the same quality as like a 5090. I
think it's technically going to be worse than my PC, but I'm going to get it to replace my PC because my PC is kind of big and old, and I'm afraid that it's probably going to break soon.
say that the quality for this probably would be like a 3080 level, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Like,
that's literally the quality of my PC.
If I had to guess, like, I think you're probably going to get that level of graphics out of it.
Yeah, I'm basically just going to be replacing my PC with something that's cooler, that's nicer, and I'll probably use my current PC that I'm using right here as a server.
I'm just, and by the way, I'm just totally guessing. But like, if I had to guess, that's what it would be.
And I'll use the rest of the funds to buy Steam Frame. Maybe throw in a Steam controller.
Sale. So they really do need to protect the sustainability of their hardware business. Another major question mark is, where the heck is standalone SteamOS for custom PC builders?
Yeah, right?
It's not
Well-
ready. I don't think they have it ready yet, right?
We aren't going to get a formal SteamOS release for BYO hardware configurations anytime soon,
Yeah.
but Valve has expanded the list of supported third-party devices, and they have supported in
I think that really, like, I mean, Valve is extremely measured in the way that they release products.
Yeah, and they don't want nothing breaking. They don't want people to have something that's lackluster, you know? And a lot of computers are very different. Like, you got to worry about a lot of things. And really, you're worrying about the open source market whenever you're dealing with Linux. And they're trying to not exactly be open source, using open source software, but like Steam is not an open source platform.
Whenever they release a product, it is like the product. But it will never get released until it is completely locked in to being exactly what they want it to be.
Yeah, no
And I think
extra
there's like
shit.
a few other companies that do basically that same thing, but in a general sense, that's the reason why. It's kind of like,
Lenovo pretty much does that, where it's like, you get what you get, there's no extra bullshit.
like Valve, like Rockstar is like this with video games too, right? Where it's like, you know, Red Dead Redemption comes out, it's generational, but you know, it doesn't come out every year, right? I mean, like Grand Theft Auto will probably be like that too. And so like, yeah, it will take a lot of time, but when it comes out, it will be very good. Nintendo as well, sometimes. Nintendo, except with Pokemon.
installing the
And
Steam Deck
Metroid.
recovery image.
Yeah, they're fucking up with Metroid right now. Anyway, I came here for the price to see what people are saying about the price. And it seems like I don't know. Probably about 900 is playing it safe.